Hello everyone, my name is Eric Collins. Sure hope you're enjoying your holiday weekend. This has been a rousing success with Athletes Unlimited Softball, a brand new way of looking at professional sports. It's not just about runs and hits, but it's also about points. And so far the point system has held up through 2 weeks. Well, joining me in this venture, Danielle Laurie. And Danielle, as we get ready for this nightcap, what do you expect to see tonight?
Well, I mean, I've been surprised with Team Chao and losing. On paper, I thought by far they were going to be the best team. And then I have to look at Kat Osterman. She has yet to lose a game. .32 ERA. So we all know the importance of winning to boost yourself up in the leaderboard. So I'm excited to see how these two teams square off with a lot on the line.
All right, both teams ready to go. Final game of the weekend. And let's take a look at the lineup card for Team Chao. They'll get their hacks against arguably the best pitcher in the world today, left-hander from Houston. How about Kat Osterman?
And I think you and I were a little bit surprised that she was starting because she is so far ahead in the points where like it almost didn't matter. But let's be honest, Kat's competitor, she loves that. And the further she can get ahead means the chances are she's going to continue to keep being a captain. She is 4-0, .32, 22 innings pitched, and no one has really been able to figure her out.
Well, before we have our official first pitch, let's get a special message from Caroline Wozniacki.
Hi everyone, I'm Caroline Wozniacki, former tennis player. I'm thrilled to be here and supporting Athletes Unlimited because they're revolutionizing women's sports. Good luck with the softball season.
Critique that toss there, Danielle. That wasn't bad.
Like I said, I think there's like a flashcard that's being sent to them with breaking down the dynamics of the pitch because they all make it look pretty easy for not being softball players.
All right, let's do it. 7 innings upcoming. Top of the first, Kat Osterman in the circle. Aubrey Leach, Megan Wiggins, and then Samantha Chao to bat. Team Chao has scuffled out of the chute. They've lost both games. Team Ocasio and Team Hayward. Leach tries to lay down a bunt, 1-1. Well, the weather's changed a bit. We have wind howling in from center field. The temperature has dropped significantly from yesterday to today. And the conditions may be a factor. 67 degrees for our first pitch. And we're told that it's 15 miles per hour wind coming in directly from center field. Leach, the former Tennessee Lady Ball, takes the ball, 2-1. Question to you, Danielle. You pitched at the highest level. You still do for Team Canada. When you have the wind at your back and you're in the circle pitching, how big of a deal is it?
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of, it depends. I think for the spinners, sometimes it can be played to your advantage a little bit, but you can't pitch like it is a big deal. You just have to go and still continue to attack. But I think where I would have my struggle at times is if the ball gets lifted up. Sometimes it could just be a pop-up that continues to carry and get out.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Tries to paint the outer corner. And it's called a ball. Kat didn't think so. That was pretty clear.
Well, and over the course of the last couple games and last weekend, this is a pitch that Kat has been getting called for her.
Right back to Kat, flawless as always in the circle. So the game's first out is recorded. Leach can't get it past the pitcher. Let's take a look at the defense. Starts with Kat and Gwen Spekas as the battery. They have been sensational working together. Stewart Fagan left side of the infield with Ramirez and Vidalis right side. And a couple of future Olympians, Reed, McCleney in the outfield left and right. Savannah Jaquish is a jack of all trades. We've seen her all over the diamond. Tonight she happens to be in right. Here's Megan Wiggins. Megan obviously very familiar with Kat Osterman. Wiggins has been a pro for 9 years.
And I think what I really saw yesterday was with Team Hayward is they were able to make adjustments. First team to score off of Kat. And I think for them it was the first time through the lineup they kind of looked silly at times, but found a way to make adjustments. And that's how you have to approach her. You have to respect the fact that she will beat you. She will make you swing at pitches that you don't expect to. But then it is, when I take that next AB, am I able to see the ball up in the zone, not fall for that drop, and make that good adjustment?
2-1. Quality strike, 2-2. Kat came on in relief yesterday and stemmed the tide, picked up a victory. She is 4-0. She has won the game, every game she's pitched so far with Athletes Unlimited. Didn't play one game a week ago. Her team still won. But that's the only time that a team that she was on won a game and she wasn't credited with the victory.
And I actually thought it was pretty cool yesterday with Hennigan and her throwing some scoreless innings. Kat was her pitching coach at Texas State, so that was kind of a cool dynamic we got to see.
3-2. And Wiggins, a professional at bat, draws the one-out walk. Runner on at first, one down. Let's take a look at our Geico leaderboard. It's all about points with Athletes Unlimited. Kat Osterman in first place, but Alicia Ocasio with a tremendous performance earlier today. She's within shouting distance. Erica Piancastelli is in the 3 spot. The top 4 players in terms of points will be the captains for next week's game. They will redraft every player tomorrow evening. You can catch it on Facebook Live if you'd like.
Well, I also think it's important to state that that leaderboard, at the end of it, it's not a team that wins. It is, if you win this whole thing, there's cash bonuses 1 through 56 for these women. So there's a lot riding on being in the top.
Yeah, no one gets paid the same. At the end of the year, it's all divided by where you are on the point standings, 1 through 56. Here's Samantha Chao. A lofty .471 batting average, 8 hits and 17 at bats. Interesting to note that she does lead the league in strikeouts. She has got 6 of them. Let's take a look at our, we'll do it in a moment. This is the spray chart powered by 643. These are where the balls go for Chao, either in the infield or in the outfield. And she doesn't put the ball anywhere as she strikes out against Kat Osterman.
And I think that it is really cool to be able to see those types of graphics and just a spray chart to see the hitters' tendencies. And, you know, the athletes don't have access to that where they're able to look at them and play them defensively. But I think it's cool how you do the research and figure out over the course of sometimes college and then professionally where the trends are and where they like to hit it.
Here's Amanda Chittister, Detroit native. So much power in that bat. Still looking for her first homer with Athletes Unlimited.
That is
1-1.
such a tough pitch. So much movement, and just on that inside part of the plate, that late drop, it's almost unhittable.
Both Kat and Chittister will be teammates next summer, playing for Team USA in the 2021 Summer Olympics. A chance that Chittister could catch Kat. She can play anywhere on the diamond, generally stays in the infield, but she also is a catcher. She makes her name, though, the bat in her hands. Elite level hitter is Amanda Chittister. Hit high in the air. Remember, there's a ton of wind out there, and that ball just dies. Savannah Jaquish makes the catch. Bottom of the first inning. A one-out walk for Team Chao in the top of the first inning, but Megan Wiggins doesn't advance from first. Let's take a look at the lineup card that Kat Osterman has submitted.
I'm looking at Haylie Wagner, 2-2, 4.33 ERA, and I have high expectations for Haylie Wagner, and I think this is a really big game. I mean, any chance you see a crack in the armor and Team Hayward was able to score off of Cat, I think that can give you a little extra going into today, thinking, wow, we can too. So it'll be interesting to see how she starts and finishes this thing.
Quickly 0-2 to McCleney. And one of the things I've noticed over the years with Haylie Wagner is she's easy to root for. In a league full of wonderful athletes, she is a top-notch competitor. Loves playing the game of softball. That is so clear in every single thing that she does. McCleney, the hitting star yesterday in a win for Team Osterman. 6-inning double, scored a pair, and that proved to be the winning runs. Out in front, right to Chittister. There's the first out of our bottom of the first inning. Well, Haylie Wagner is throwing to Taylor Edwards. A couple of big tenors, Michigan, Wolverine, and a Nebraska Cornhusker. Sanchez, Penley left side of the infield with Leach and Chittister on the right side. Crane, Wiggins, and Moultrie. Moultrie is elite in right. Little slapper, Ramirez, Penley. Submarine toss, 2 down. Two balls have stayed in the infield against Wagner. That's another thing we've noticed about her. She's not going to strike out many. She puts the ball in play. I think a day like today, with the wind howling in from center field, has got to be having her licking her chops. Savannah Jaquish takes strike one. And she can play any defensive position you want her to play.
Yeah, we've seen her play third. She's able to catch, play first base and outfield, and then she just happens to lead Athletes Unlimited in batting average. So I think she'll be a hot commodity in the draft tomorrow. Brings a lot of value. And something to be noted, when you get drafted for your position, but that does not mean that you're stuck in that position. So if she gets drafted as a third baseman, she could potentially play anywhere that she wants to play.
She can catch, she can play third. We've seen her out in right field. She can play first. She is 8 for 13. And maybe as impressive as the .615 batting average is the fact that she has never struck out. 6th game here with Athletes Unlimited. She's put the ball in play every time. I like to bring up names from the past every once in a while, and when I see Jaquish, sometimes she reminds me of Andrea Duran. Andrea Duran was an Olympian in 2008 and played in the National Pro Fast Pitch for so many years. You couldn't sneak anything past her. She would hit foul ball after foul ball after foul ball, and eventually would put the ball in play, but always a quality at bat, the same thing that Jaquish gives you.
I completely agree, yeah. Got to play with Duran, and she's actually pregnant with her first baby, a little girl coming up soon, but yeah, she was one of the best to play.
Man, she could pick it at third, too. 2-2. Half swing. Did she go around? She did. Oh, the first time all season long that Jaquish strikes out, courtesy of Haylie Wagner. Top of the second inning, scoreless game. Top of your screen, Alicia Ocasio, one of the captains this week. She was the winning pitcher of our game earlier today. Ocasio and Cat Osterman have been by far the best pitchers in the league so far.
Yeah, and what I would have to say with Ocasio is just she's done a tremendous job of being able to change speeds. And then when I look at Cat, I mean, obviously she has that drop ball, but she just doesn't miss over the heart of the plate. And when you don't miss, you have a lot of success.
Here's Taylor Edwards. It'll be Edwards followed by Crane and Sanchez. 6 hits and 15 at bats for Edwards, including a homer. On the ground, softly. Fagan, 1 down.
A lot on the line, so how this league works is you have inning points. And if you win an inning, you receive 10 points. But if you have a couple goose eggs or if you have a tied of 1-1, it will be rollover points. So as of right now, this inning is worth 20 points. And each player on the team will receive that.
Emily Crane called strike one. Former All-American at Missouri. Played professionally in National Pro Fast Pitch. She's actually a graphic design major from Missouri, and when she found out that she was going to play in this league, she asked if she could help out. Actually, more so the other way. The folks at Athletes Unlimited found out that she was interested and good at graphic design, and they said, we will pay you if you'd like to help us with some design work. Pretty cool. Cat makes her look silly. 3 pitches. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Second strikeout for Cat. 2 down in the second inning. Get up and here's Amanda Sanchez. She is right on top of the plate.
And I love it. Cat just throws that backdoor curve and just kind of backs her off a little bit and says, hey, this is my plate. Just because you stand on it doesn't mean that I will not bring that ball inside on you.
0-2. Cat's been a strike throwing machine here in the second inning. First time we've had a chance to talk about weather dropping as an athlete. 65-degree temperatures. Is that cool with you?
I think it's a little bit chilly. I'd be rocking my winter coat in the dugout in between innings to keep my arm warm.
Cat Osterman strikes out a pair. She leads Athletes Unlimited in strikeouts by a wide margin. Sponsored by Carvana. We've now reached the bottom of the second inning. Gwen Svekis leads things off. She'll face off against Haylie Wagner. Pitch up by the shoulder. 1-0. Svekis has been a hot commodity. She's been attached at the hip with Cat Osterman, and those two have not lost a game. They're 5-0 here with Athletes Unlimited.
Well, the beauty of this league is if you do well and you're a captain, you get to pick who you want on your team. And I think Cat knows that if she continues to keep doing what she's doing, she'll be in that #1 spot. And there's no one better than Gwen Svekis for her. And she says she will do everything in her power to continue to keep getting her.
Svekis right now is 9th out of the 56 players in total points. She's 9th going into this game, so she's got a full 7 innings to accumulate points. But if she finishes in the top 4, she will be a captain herself, and Cat won't be able to take her. Something to think about. Bouncing ball, 2 hops. Penley. It's good to see Penley rounding into form. She didn't look as smooth defensively as she normally does over the first couple of games, but I think she's back on the beam.
Well, and honestly, it's been over a year since these women have played competitively. It's not to say that they haven't worked throughout this pandemic to be in a position to come here and play, but I think it does take a little bit at times for the game reps, reads, different things like that.
Tori Vidalis, notorious first ball swinger. Right to the third baseman, Sanchez, 2 down. I want to say Vidalis in 2 weeks of action has probably seen a grand total of 11 pitches. It's amazing how often she hacks at the first pitch. Next in line, 2 outs, bases cleared, Janie Reed. Reed played as Janie Takeda when she was in college at Oregon. Ball down low. She's off to a sterling start. 7 hits and 17 at bats. Batting average of .412 while playing a flawless, sometimes spectacular left field. Looped into left field. Will it stay up? It falls off the glove of Crane. Extra bases for Reed. She can really scoot. On her way to third. She's being waved around. Here comes Reed and she scores! How did she do that? First run of the game, it's going to be scored a home run. Janie Reed gives Team Osterman a 1-0 lead.
Oh, well, and the motto of infield can hurt you, but outfield can kill you could not be more true in a scenario like this. I mean, Emily Crane tries to lay out, but listen, there's no one behind you. You have to respect the speed of Reed. And she sees that it gets by her. And when she makes that look at the facilitator there at third, Christian Conrad did kind of stop her, and she continued to keep wheeling around, just trusting her speed and just going for it. Wow.
So 40 points on a little bloop to left field for Reed. It's been confirmed by our official score. It is a home run. Here's DJ Sanders. I mentioned before that it's a kind of a stealth stat line for DJ Sanders. With Janie Reed rounding the bases, Aspiration just committed to plant another 100 trees to drive environmental change. You can drive change too as an Aspiration member. Learn how at aspiration.com/athlete. DJ Sanders hasn't played a bunch in the field. She's actually been pinch hit for on occasion, yet she began the day way up in the leaderboard, and she's currently 6th in total points. She's come on over the weekend, a couple of home runs, 7 runs batted in, and she's always played on winning teams.
Well, that right there is the answer to why she's scooted up so far in the leaderboard. I mean, if you win a game, you're rewarded 50 points. If you win innings, you can receive 10 points for every inning.
The 4 women who have never lost a game, of course, Kat Osterman, her catcher, Gwen Svekis, Janie Reed, who just hit that home run, and DJ Sanders. They are all 5-0 here in this format. 3 balls and 2 strikes. What a shocker with 2 outs here in the second inning. Janie Reed, a bloop that turns into a home run.
And that's just something, if you're Wagner in the circle, you cannot let that affect you. As rattled as you may be, and it's frustrating, and sometimes that happens, you know, someone lays out, ball gets by him, and that's just part of the game, but that's by no means anything that's Wagner's fault.
Extended at bat, will do it again. Tenth pitch of the bat. Good battle. Deep, but foul. Wow, that may be the hardest hit ball we see all day. Does that ever bother you when someone hits a foul ball that's significantly foul, but it's really hit hard?
Long strike.
Into right center field. That one will get down in front of Moultrie. Sanders on her way to second, and she's safe. Aggressive base running for Team Osterman. My goodness, that's a single for everyone else. That's it for Sanders. She wanted the double, she gets it. 20 points for her.
This is just one of those little bloops, gets right in that Bermuda Triangle area between the 3 of them. Wiggins tries to come up to make that throw, but Penley not able to handle it.
So Sanders in scoring position. 2 outs, Sammy Fagan. Fagan was a captain a week ago, didn't have much success. This week playing for Team Osterman, and everything's been totally different. Couple of wins, and the points started to accumulate for her now because of winning innings and winning games. 31st out of 56 players. from her knees. Yes! What a play, Shelby Penley. A howitzer across the diamond, and the side is retired. Jesse Warren, Erica Biancastelli with homers. Biancastelli had 2. She leads the league with 4. Shelby Penley steps in. Shelby Penley will be followed by Michelle Moultrie, and then the top of the order, Aubrey Leach.
And it only makes sense to have a solid defensive play to leave the inning, and then get to lead off the inning, right?
Penley's due a couple of years ago, National Pro Fast Pitch. She led the league in homers. Doesn't have any right now. She has got 5 hits in 17 at bats, all 5 hits singles. Kat Osterman, a couple of zeros put up. She has faced 7 batters and struck out 3. Only base runner, it was a walk to Wiggins back in the first inning. Count evens.
That's tough to lay off. You know, you swing through the last one, pretty much the same location, and then to be able to have that good of an eye to just see that down. You see her, she wants to swing, everything's going forward, but she's able to stop herself. It's a good AB.
Leadoff walk to Shelby Penley. Fans Tops and Athletes Unlimited partner to launch the first women's professional softball trading card set. Go to Tops.com and get your limited set featuring all 56 athletes, as well as additional cards about the league. That was a quick turnaround, and it looks to be really cool.
How amazing is that? I just think that that is so cool. I mean, I feel like it took a little bit too long. I feel like it should have happened a while ago.
When you were playing, you mean?
I don't know about that, but.
Moultrie lifts one in the air, out of play.
I just think that it is so cool that a little girl can go and get some cards and just love on her favorite players. I think that that's what makes it so special, especially me being a girl mom. I mean, I want my girls to continue to look up to players like this. You can get those cards. You can get these women to sign them.
Michelle Moultrie. Bunt is foul, 0-2. Moultrie, a big deal. Former SEC Player of the Year. Has played exclusively on the national team for close to a decade. She'll be on the Olympic roster next summer. Team that goes over to Tokyo.
Ooh.
Ball and nope, no balls, 2 strikes. Danielle, I've noticed on the left elbow of Kat, she's got a lot of padding. It's bulky there. What's that all about?
Those tall pitchers sometimes tend to be, you know, a little bit more susceptible to hitting that hip when they come through. So I think it's to kind of help that.
Swing and a miss. That's the first out of the inning. A strikeout of Moultrie. 4th K for Kat.
I mean, this is 0-2, so if you make the adjustment as a hitter, you just have to be better at seeing that. And I mean, such a pretty shot at her kind of coming up over top of that drop. I mean, she's a specialist, folks. She's 6'3". She has hands that can palm a basketball, makes a softball look like a tennis ball. And I'm jealous at times. I wish I had that in my back pocket, but just the way that she's able to get that rotation on the ball, it's pretty incredible.
She was a member of the 2004 Olympic team that took home gold, and also 2008 that surprisingly only took home silver. After not pitching for a handful of years, she's back at it. And she will get a chance for a 3rd Olympiad next summer. Really cool. There have been some players who have a long history with Olympics, multiple. Dot Richardson, Lisa Fernandez, Laura Berg. Add Kat's name to the list. Leach indecisive.
When it's that pitch right there, it's like she's not going to blow you away with the speed, right? So for me, it's like I'd want to get to the front of the box to make her make that adjustment. Leach literally all the way at the back of the box, which just gives Kat more wiggle room to 12-6 spin that drop ball and really play with it.
Two balls and two strikes. Penley, the runner on at first. One out. Aubrey Leach, her first time up. Bounced right back to Kat. Softly back to Kat. Her play is at first. And that is out number 2. Penley moves into scoring position. Leach can't get it past Kat. Bounced to her twice. All right, this is interesting. You got Megan Wiggins, longtime teammate with Kat, playing pro ball together. And now Wiggins, who obviously saw the ball well against Kat in the first inning, drawing the walk, is going to get a chance to drive in a run with the runner at second and 2 outs. There's a base open. Will Kat pitch to Wiggins, or will she work around and get to Chao, who's on deck? Going right at her.
And that's a good point, too, because I feel like, honestly, she's made Chao look silly. Every AB that she's had off of her. So I think it's really just a comfort level. She feels good throwing against Wiggins.
Two base runners allowed by Osterman. The walk to Wiggins, the walk to Penley. Both former teammates of her. One and two to Wiggins. Georgia native Megan Wiggins. She is currently 25th on the leaderboard. Couple great veteran names right there in the middle of your screen. Megan Wiggins, Narisa Myers. Myers a homer earlier this afternoon. We always talk about softball players playing other sports. Megan Wiggins, an example of that. I think it's almost the perfect combination. She was a track and field star growing up in Georgia. She was a sprinter on the track side, and on the field side, she was a shot putter. Power and speed. Two-two. Down the right field line, trouble if it's fair. It is. That'll score a run. Penley around third. Tip of the cap to Megan Wiggins, who ties the game.
And I mean, if anyone's going to do it, it's going to be a player like Megan Wiggins, who has experience against Kat Osterman. You see her take that curve first strike, and then she takes that drop ball. That's a good eye. Swings through that off-speed curve at 56 miles an hour. Another great take on the drop, and finally gets a backdoor curve. Such a good piece of hitting. That's the thing. Kat's not going to blow you away with the speed. Megan Wiggins can barrel up the inside part of the plate. She may not be able to do it at 70 miles an hour, but she can do it at 61 miles an hour. That was a heck of an AB.
It's a rare occasion, but Kat Osterman has just lost 10 points. Pitcher giving up an earned run cost her 10 points. Don't shed a tear. She is still way ahead of everyone else. Every out recorded by a pitcher, they earn 4 points. So far in today's game, she has already recorded 8 outs. So that's 32 points. Going out of second is Wiggins. The throw is off the line by Svekis. And it'll be a stolen point. Stolen base, 10 points for Wiggins.
And a lot of speed, and has that green light.
She was a sprinter, you know, in high school. So Wiggins now in scoring position. Chao trying to put the bat on the ball. It's been an adventure for Chao. She has struck out twice against the Great One.
How tall are you guys? What about you? You guys look like the same height. What, 5'10"? How tall do you think I am?
5'3".
Pretty close. 8.5. Don't forget the half.
Oh, okay.
When I was 8, I walked the whole lineup twice, and I never pitched again.
Didn't take you out?
No.
I hate them.
I know, twice. Whole lineup twice. Not like a ground out or no one swung for. I was like, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. Did you vote Jude on us? Hi, girl.
Always this.
I'm like, okay, Chicago, and you're gonna vote for Domino's?
That's all I'm saying. We're in Chicago.
Okay, Chicago. And you're gonna vote for Domino's. I'm insulted. Like I said, I'm not mad. I'm disappointed.
I'm insulted too.
Abby Ramirez, native Chicagoan, went to Trinity High School on the south side. Escaped the Prairie State for college, played at Michigan for 4 years with Sierra Romero and won a lot of games. But she's played on this field a ton. She's been a pro for the Chicago Bandits for years.
Maybe instead of taking restaurant suggestions from you, I should be taking them from her.
Have I steered you wrong?
You have not, but I'm just saying she seems to know what she's talking about.
In my opinion, New Orleans has a say, but Chicago may be the best food city in America. Kelsey Stewart. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Stewart. Stewart had a slow weekend a week ago, but starting to play better. Big deal coming out of Florida. On the national team for so many years. She'll be on the Olympic roster next summer. 3-2.
And I like it. I like Haley Wagner going in, trying to own that inside part of the plate and having that no fear mentality that is so important. If someone's getting on your plate, you have to be able to throw it inside and not be scared if you hit them.
Don't want to walk the leadoff batter. Hard to left field. New left fielder Nicole Pendley. Just into the game and the ball finds her. That's always the way it happens. Defensive change and the ball goes right to you. Pendley up to the task. Nothing but a hard single for Stewart.
And good AB. I think this ball left up a little bit in the zone. It's a curveball that just drifts up, and Stewart's able to stay on plane with that.
Doesn't Stewart look a lot more comfortable this week?
She does, and she's been getting a lot more playing time. She was someone that was coming off the bench, and that is a difficult thing to do at times, right? You're not getting that everyday AB. You're coming off the bench, and then you can struggle if you're not doing what you want. So she's definitely kind of getting into her own a little bit and getting in a groove, getting consistent at bats.
Back to the top of the order, Haylie McCleney. Best to ever come out of Morris, Alabama. Just outside of Birmingham. McCleney first time up, bounced to the first baseman Chittister. Little butcher boy showed bunt, fouls it left side. What makes McCleney such a special hitter? I know you respect her to the nth degree.
Top 3 hitter in the world, no doubt. She's a bad ball hitter. She can go yard on you. She can drop that bunt. But her barrel control is like nothing that I've been able to see. I mean, she can be fooled all day with her weight, but be able to keep her barrel back through the plane to literally put the ball where she wants it. And I mean, seeing what she's done with Team USA and what she's going to do in this league, she's definitely one of the best in the world by far.
Something about Alabama hitters. Kelly Kretschmann could handle the bat as well as anyone ever has. And now passing the baton to Haylie McCleney.
Hey, and shout out to Patrick Murphy. He's one of my faves. You know, we have some history. He was part of that Team Canada team where we beat Team USA, where you were there.
Yeah, that was the Danielle Laurie coming out party. 2005 as a high schooler, pitching in the World Cup of softball and beating Team USA, coming off the gold medal a year prior and having everyone.
And that's where I really learned the voices of the game. Coming from Canada, we didn't have softball on TV, so when I got to watch myself and our team and hear you talk, I was like, now this is the big leagues. I'm calling games with Eric Collins. I've made it.
There goes Stewart from first. Good decision by Stewart. Saves the runner. She moves now into scoring position. McCleney is out number 1. McCleney has bounced out to the first baseman twice. So Wagner gets the out, and she'll work with Abby Ramirez. Abby Ramirez, her father is a lieutenant in the Chicago Police Department. They are very close. They're actually going to coach a travel ball team next year. They don't have anyone related to them on the team. They just want to be involved with youth softball, and so they're doing it. Wagner plays at first, and Chittister able to hold on. There are now 2 outs. Moving an extra 60 feet goes Stewart.
This is the importance of being able to field your position. She's got to move around a lot. She takes a peek at the runner, has to switch up her footwork. And being a lefty fielding pitcher is definitely a lot more difficult than being a righty. You have to completely turn your body around and make the spot on throw.
Here's Jaquish, struck out her first time up. This is an important at bat for a number of reasons. Jaquish didn't like the call. With the runner on at third, remember, Team Chao scored in their half of this third inning. So unless the runner from third scores to tie it, Team Chao is going to get 10 inning points.
I think it's respecting the fact that Jaquish is really hot right now. And what we saw last inning with Kat and choosing to pitch to Wiggins ended up burning her a little bit when I would have chose to probably walk her and go to Chao.
Softly hit. It's going to be a tough play for Penley. Does she have the arm? Yes, she does! Shelby Penley with a hose throws out Jaquish, and Team Osterman strands a runner at third. Kat Osterman, Haylie Wagner going head to head. Chitty chitty bang bang. Amanda Chittister leads things up. Chittister followed by Edwards, and then either Crane or Pendley. We shall see. First pitch, strike 1 called. Super strong athlete, Amanda Chittister. Only slip up for Kat Osterman so far through the first 3 innings was the 2-out single allowed by Megan Wiggins. Wiggins didn't hit it hard, but she was able to get the ball onto the outfield green. Made all the difference.
And I feel like you can really tell the difference between a rookie at bat off of Kat and a pro at bat off of Kat. And just being able to see that drop ball, try to see it up in the zone.
High drive, shallow right field. Wind making that play difficult. And Jaquish with the squeeze. Still going strong is Candace Parker. Man.
You're one of the most amazing men I know. You know stuff that most people do not know.
I saw her play in high school. She was fantastic. Here is Taylor Edwards. How about something maybe you don't know? On Friday, didn't have a great game. She went fishing.
By herself.
Put her fishing rod in the water, and she said she almost caught a muskie. I don't know what she would have done with it if she caught it. But she said she almost caught a muskie.
I think just being able to go and kind of clear your head, because this is a lot for these women. I mean, they're in this shield, they're all connected, they're together, and if you're not performing to where you want to be, I think it mentally can be tough on you.
Two balls and a strike to Taylor Edwards, one of the best catchers in the world and has been for the last 5 years. highly sought after as a receiver. I think she's always going to be drafted within the first handful of picks. Good combination of defense and power. Good hitters count, 3-1. This is the final game of week 2 here with Athletes Unlimited Softball. Tomorrow night, there will be a redraft to determine the teams for next weekend. 5-pitch walk to Edwards. So this is interesting, Danielle. The players who have given Kat trouble are the players that she has had a lot of experiences with at the pro level, National Pro Fast Pitch. She has allowed a walk and a single to Megan Wiggins, longtime veteran. Shelby Penley worked a walk, and now Taylor Edwards, who's been in pro ball for a long time, works a walk.
Well, and how I would look at it is, you know, the other pitchers have struggled a little bit, and Kat has come hot out of the gate. But what I believe is the more ABs you get off of Kat, she is still very dominant. But to say she's going to have the amount of strikeouts that she has, I don't know. But the more you see her, the more you get a better idea of how to have better at-bats. Yes, she will still make you look a certain way at times and be uncomfortable. But I believe as the weeks go on, the hitters will rise and be able to have better ABs and see the ball up in the zone and not look, you know, as silly as they have been on certain pitches.
Nicole Penley bats for the first time. She came on defensively for Emily Crane last inning. Nicole, the younger sister of Shelby, was a captain a week ago. A lot of responsibility with that. Joey Lai has come on to run for Edwards at first. Yeah, you got a close game. Runs are going to be scarce, you would think, in today's game. And if you get a runner on at first and 1 out, you need as much speed as you can possibly get, and Lai has good speed. Part of Team Canada is Joey Lai.
And it just happens to be her birthday today.
Is that
give her a
right?
little birthday toot toot. Happy birthday, Nicole Penley.
25. (2-0). Bunt. Stewart. Second baseman Ramirez covering. Textbook. And that'll be a sacrifice. 10 points for Nicole Penley. Moving into scoring position goes Lai.
I like this. You have a 2-0 count. She's towing up the line, able to just drop this. Kelsey Stewart, a lot of speed to come in and field this cleanly. They're going to have a pinch hitter here, Lily Piper, who they've been bringing off the bench quite a bit. Sam Chao just went in to have a conversation with the umpire.
She's been sensational. Just haven't found a spot for her defensively. She has hit frozen ropes all over this ballpark in the first 2 weeks. Former Ohio State Buckeye. Native of Northeast Ohio, she is from the Canton-Akron area. Wonderful all-around athlete. Pretty cool.
Well, and she just graduated from Ohio State, so think about it. She's 21 years old, getting to face someone that, you know, Kat's 37 years old, and that's something to be celebrated. She's the oldest in this league, yet she is the most experienced, and that's showing.
Stewart taking a chance, gets the out at third. Wow, Joey Lai should have known better. She ran into the out, didn't even force Stewart to throw across the diamond. Stewart said, I'm going to throw it across the diamond. Said, I can't. I got Lai right next to me. I might as well tag her. Works out. Wagner from Southern California, Svekis from Florida. Neither stayed in state to play collegiately. Svekis, a Oregon Duck. Wagner, a Michigan Wolverine. High drive left field into the wind. Going back, making the play is Penley. Tori Vidalis. Fun listening to her talk. Love the throwing angles of Shelby Penley. She can throw it downstairs. She throws it sidearm. She throws it over the top if need be. Whatever she needs at that particular moment, she has the capacity of doing it.
Can we just go back to Gwen Svekis, where I almost thought she hit it out, because I did not see a smile on Kat Osterman underneath her mask. She was just like, please be caught. She is dying for Gwen Svekis to stay below where she could be a captain, because she wants her that bad. I was trying to just talk with her a little bit today. I wanted to get the scoop on her body, and she said, you know, she got her arm rubbed out this morning, because it's a lot throwing 3 days in a row. And I'm like, if you're drafted first, what's your thoughts? And she said, I really need a solid #2 pitcher. And I was like, well, why don't you go for it? She's like, someone will completely steal Svekis from me. I have to go after her. And I'm like, okay, well, there's a good shot that you're not going to get that pitcher that you want then. So, I mean, I guess you got to pick or choose.
Is that what you would do? If you were playing in this league right now at the elite level that you've always played at, would you have to have a catcher that you fell in love with? You couldn't just deal with any of the other catchers here.
No, I feel like I would have enough trust in my ability to communicate with what I like to be able to branch out. It is definitely great to have your one catcher, but to fight for that all the time, I think could maybe be difficult. But I guess if you're just at the top of the charts, it doesn't really matter, right? Like, no matter what, if I'm ahead of the above and beyond everyone else, I'm going to get the pick at who I want. But I also think that's what makes this league so unique, right? Like, every single week it is changing, and there are different teams. So you get to be with different people, and I think that takes you out of your comfort zone, and you have to grow a little bit.
Janie Reed inside the park homer last time up. Softly into center field. It's like she swung a rolled up copy of a day-old newspaper. Didn't hit it hard at all, but it's placed perfectly into center field, a 2-out base runner. So 2 for 2, Reed, that homer, and now a single. That's 50 stat points for her. DJ Sanders. A double for Sanders, a hustle double, her first time up. Svekis, Reed, Sanders, and Abby Ramirez, along with Kat Osterman, have not lost a game. They're 5-0 here with Athletes Unlimited through the first 2 weekends.
That's when you just are fortunate enough to be on those winning teams, right? Because it can just really launch you up the leaderboard. If you just happen to have a good day, 2 for 4, 3 for 4, really boosts you up there.
Runner on the move, that's a fair ball. Reed is gonna fly around third. She's gonna score easily. A 2-out, run scoring double, DJ Sanders. And Team Osterman takes a 2-1 lead.
And see, that's just a missed spot. It's over the plate. That needs to be more in on her hands. If you can get that inside, then she's not going to be able to come up and get a double. Reed, so much speed. Go-ahead run here, and winning the inning here in the 4th for Team Osterman gives everybody 10 points.
So that combination in the 6th and 7th spot in the lineup, Reed and Sanders, they're combined 4 for 4. With a single, 2 doubles, and a homer. Sammy Fagan. 1-1 to Fagan. She ended the 2nd by grounding out to the shortstop Penley. Penley had to make a heroic play to get her at first. So far, so good for Reed and Sanders. When you're scoring more points than Kat Osterman, you're doing something. Tied her up inside, 2-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes, trying to keep the inning alive. Dangerous Kelsey Stewart on deck. In the air, center field. Circling, making the play is Wiggins, side retired. Team Osterman takes a 1-run lead as we play the 5th inning here in Rosemont, Illinois. Shelby Penley will lead things off. Shelby Penley can really play some defense at shortstop. Well, now she'll fend for herself with a bat in her hands. She got a rally started back in the 3rd inning. She walked and eventually came around to score the only run that Cat Osterman has allowed. That was on a 2-out single by Megan Wiggins. Shelby Penley. Off the end of the bat, high pop, will it be playable? Stewart to squeeze, 1 pitch, 1 out. Now Cat's at the 70 pitch mark. Do you see any slippage from what we've seen over the last couple of days? Do you anticipate her being able to go the full 7?
I think she'll go the full 7. I mean, if it's this close of a score, I think so.
Michelle Moultrie. Moultrie struck out swinging back in the 3rd. Oh, and 2.
And see, that's what makes her so dangerous, right? Like, you look at Moultrie's hack, the first pitch, which is just nowhere close. But then she takes a pitch that's right down the heart of the plate. And now she's really in your dome.
Number foul. I mentioned that Moultrie's been part of Team USA since 2011. It hadn't been easy. When you play for a national team, sometimes you got to do other things just to kind of make it the year round. In the last 10 years, she's held jobs as a college softball coach, as a receptionist, as an accounting intern. Anything she could do to keep the dream alive. And now getting a chance to play with Athletes Unlimited and hone her skills while getting paid, getting ready for the Olympics next summer.
And it's crazy to think she's been on the national team since 2012 and has yet to go to an Olympics.
That's criminal.
You know?
Yep. Softball hadn't been in the Olympics since 2008, and that's a travesty that's been corrected. Up by the eyeballs, and Moultrie strikes out for a 2nd time. Cat now has 6 strikeouts in the game. Fans want to get even closer to the game, become a member of the Unlimited Club to cast votes for player MVPs and have access to our members-only dugout camera. Learn more about the Unlimited Club by visiting auprosports.com and clicking join in the upper right of the page. Here is Aubrey Leach. Leach has been playing pepper with Cat. Twice she's bounced right back to the pitcher. Oh, and 2. Learning experience for Leach, trying to deal with Cat Osterman. Wow. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. 3-pitch strikeout. Cat now has 7 strikeouts. Haley Wagner, 4 innings, allows 2 runs. Cat Osterman, 5 innings so far, has given up just 1 run on 1 base hit. She has struck out 7. And now we've got a pitching change. Wagner is out. Kamalani Dung replaces her. Dung was impressive yesterday. native of Hawaii, played collegiately in California. Not the biggest pitcher we have here at Athletes Unlimited, but she's still got a lot of power.
She's thrown 7 innings. Bulk of them were yesterday, and I feel like she really settled in and found a way to jam up some hitters.
Kelsey Stewart takes 3 pitches, and it's out number 1. Stewart strikes out. She's now 1 for 2. Back to the top of the order.
I mean, this just kind of picture perfect. Edwards just set out. I mean, she hits a perfect spot. No 2. You never want to leave anything up to the blue.
Dung's done a good job with the strikeout ball. He's now struck out 7 in 7 1/3 innings of work. And I think that's just so important at this level of softball, is if you can keep the ball out of play, you've got a chance, because you can always shorten a rally if you just don't have runners moving on outs that are made in the infield or tagging up and moving from second to third on fly balls. If you just eliminate that, that helps you out a ton. Because these women are so good at advancing runners, and when you get them into third, bringing them in by hook or crook. Here's McCleney. She's bounced out twice to Chittister at first. Popped up into the wind. Tough play. Leach made it. Aubrey Leach. How do you do? 2 down.
You gotta love these quick innings. Yesterday, Dung was able to jam a lot of hitters up, and Aubrey Leach just makes that clutch catch with her back turned. That's a really tough play to make.
Wow. If the Chicago Bears are looking for a punt returner, she's got the know-how. Ramirez flips it foul. Abby Ramirez, 0 for 2, hasn't got it out of the infield. Bounce to the shortstop, bounce to the pitcher. I guess it gets a little bit chilly in the Bay Area, which is where Kamalani Dung pitched. She's a former Cal Bear, but she's from Hawaii. Can't imagine she's played too much softball in 60-degree weather.
She played at Fresno for a year, Burr. I remember doing a Team Canada 2008 training camp thing in Fresno, and I was freezing
America's
in March.
breadbasket, the San Joaquin Valley. You can get a ripe peach out there. Ball and 2 strikes. Ramirez. Certain players over the years, they're never going to cause you to lose a game. They just do things right. Defensively, they're in the right spot. Offensively, they keep the line moving. They don't make mistakes on the base pass. They're good in the dugout. Abby Ramirez is one of those players, and I'm glad the fact that she's moving up the leaderboard and showing that a player of her ability and the way that she plays is still valuable. Fly out to left, she's 0 for 3.
What I will say is Megan Wiggins, who is coming up, is definitely someone that can spark an inning rally.
7 more strikeouts for by far the leader in that category here with Athletes Unlimited. Kat Osterman now has 39 strikeouts in 27 innings. Not quite what she did when she was playing for the Texas Longhorns, but still just incredible when you think of the quality of hitter she's facing here at this level.
And listen, before she threw that first pitch, Gwen Svekis went out there, and I've seen more communication between these two than I have by far any other battery in this whole league. And I think that just shows the connection that is so important with your success in the circle. Just being able to have that open lines of communication, and it just shows it doesn't matter if you're the most experienced pitcher in the league. You need a staple behind the dish, someone that can come out and just hold you accountable, put their arm on you and just give you a little slap on the back like, hey, you got it.
There's a strike, first one of the inning for Cat. 2-1, Megan Wiggins. Wiggins has not been stopped by Cat. Walked in the first, singled in a run in the third. That single, the only hit allowed by Osterman. In the air, a lot of wind. Reed, snow cone. Here's Chao. Remember, she is the captain. She can make every decision that she wants for this team, for this week only. Theoretically, she could choose someone else to bat for her. She hasn't had much success, but she wants to give it another go. 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Still aggressive. What advice would you give to a young hitter facing Cat Osterman?
It's okay if you look bad. You know, I think you really have to be able to make that adjustment your next at bat, and it's difficult. That's why Cat is as good as she is.
Chao just missed. Just wide of the line in right field. It's nothing but a strike.
And if it was easy to hit off Cat, I mean, everyone would do it, right? That's why she is who she is.
Would you stand in the back of the box or the front of the box against Cat?
I mean, I would probably be middle to up just to try to see that drop ball up. She's not going to destroy you with the velo, right? She's coming in anywhere from 60 to 63 miles an hour. So if you creep up, that might feel like 65 on the hands. But if you can't make the adjustment on the drop in the back of the box, I think to try to see it up and maybe put the ball in her court to have to bring the drop ball up to locate it for a strike if you're in the front. But I see a lot of people that tend to just be foot on the back of the box. And that's the pitch that's tough, right? You have a lot of them swinging at that, and that's a ball all day. You're not going to do anything with that. You're only going to foul that off.
Now, 2 native Texans, both from Houston, Chao and Osterman. This is right home worthy for Chao. Trying to put the bat on the ball. Hit well, center field, a lot of wind. Will it stay in the ballpark? Oh my goodness! Haylie McCleney, how'd you make that play? Unbelievable defense in center by one of the best in the world.
I think she shocked herself a little bit. She is on the full out run, lay out. Wow, love it. And it is, I mean, it's the wind, right? The wind plays such a factor, and that's why this catch is really so difficult. The way she has to track it, the flags are literally blowing like crazy. And you see the, oh my God, coming from Chao, and that's, you gotta tip your cap to one of the best in the world, best in this league, and Haylie McCleney.
1-run game, 6th inning. That is a huge defensive play. Maybe the last best opportunity for Team Chao. After striking out twice, that was a great at-bat for Chao. Chittister, 0-1. Hard, foul. That's a foul ball. That's really close. Tough break for Chittister. Everyone in that first base dugout thinks that that was a fair ball. It was immediately ruled foul. Everyone stopped. I don't even know. Is this reviewable? The minute the ball crossed the bag down the third base line, home plate umpire Scott Mayer said foul ball. Everyone stopped. This isn't reviewable. It's just it's a live ball, and the call is final. So Chittister will have to come back to the plate.
Oof.
Yeah, before the ball gets to third, it's the home plate umpire's call. Once it's past third, it's the third base umpire's call. Scott Mayer, definitive behind the plate, said foul ball. So the world will never know. 0-2. Well, Kat Osterman doesn't really need it, but she's got a horseshoe in her back pocket this inning. Great play by McCleney out in center field, and now a ball that just skips foul down the third base line. Umpire eyeballs Chittister, disgusted with herself. Welcome back. Bottom of the sixth inning, 2-1. Team Osterman on top of Team Chao. Players who played earlier today in the players box above the third base dugout. Fans, head over to auprosports.com for custom merchandise, watch party kits, and pick'em games, and stay connected with Athletes Unlimited year-round by following us on social at AU Pro Sports. Savannah Jaquish batting against Kamalani Dung. 0-for-2 for Jaquish. Jaquish began the day with the highest batting average in the league. 6:15 to begin the day. Well, now we have a player conference meeting brought to you by Mariner Wealth Advisors. That's a quick one. Two balls, no strikes. Dung to Jaquish.
Ooh.
Dung's job right now is to hold the fort. Keep this a one-run game and give her team a puncher's chance come the seventh inning. Clubbed into left field. Leadoff single, Jaquish. First hit of the ball game for her, 1 for 3. Beat continues. She's now 9 for 16 on the year.
Jaquish is able to get her hands inside. When you fall behind against those good hitters, you got to find a way to get back in, and Jaquish really does a good job of being able to hit both sides of the plate. We've seen her go yard on a ball almost a foot above her head.
Neither side scored a run in the fifth inning, so the inning points have rolled over. If Team Osterman can score a run this inning, every player on their team, all 14 women, will get 20 points. Two and 0. Let's take a look at a spray chart powered by 643. This is Gwen Speckes, last 2 seasons, both her senior year in college and in her first year as a pro.
She tends to go to center field with a little bit of pull, 37% of the time.
I like how it's broken down into what she does when the ball stays on the infield and when she elevates the ball. But for the most part, a pull hitter, but not a dead pull hitter. She'll go the other way on occasion. Keep you honest. 2 balls and a strike. Runner at first, nobody out. Three and 1. Great hitters count for Speckes. Goes the other way this time. Hangs in the air. Catch made by Moultrie. Inside out swing. Out number 1. I'll tell you, I've been impressed with Kamalani Dung. this weekend's been a good one for her.
I have to agree. I can see her going pretty high in the draft. She's just been able to really find that inside part of the plate and jam up some really great hitters. And I think that that's positive, and that's what I would want in someone coming into a game.
Tori Vidalis, notorious first ball swinger. This time shows some patience, ball 1. Vidalis has seen a grand total of 3 pitches now. Swung at the first ball and put it in play, back in the second, lined out to the third baseman. Swung at the first ball in the fourth and bounced out to the shortstop. Two 2-0. Told the story about Kamalani Dung before, but it's amazing. She's self-taught. Didn't have a coach. Growing up in Hawaii, she learned how to throw and pitch on YouTube. High drive, well foul, giving chase just in case. 2-1. So yeah, just looking at videos and finding the right ones that worked for her. Helped get her a college scholarship, started at Fresno State and then finished at Cal Berkeley. Into center field, well hit. Remember the wind out there. That ball is off the wall. Got a log jam on the bases. That's going to be the longest single of the year for Vidalis. Vidalis hit it to the top of the wall in center field, but only gets a single out of it.
That's just up in the zone, and that's what's difficult too. When you have a runner on first and the wind is swirling, you have to find a way to see, like, is Wiggins going to catch it? I think Jake Wish could have potentially been further off the base, but I still think that would have been a single for Vidalis. She automatically goes back, I think, thinking that she's going to be able to make that catch, but I think it's a single all day.
So Kamalani Dung is going to get a quick hook. After getting a 1-2-3 fifth inning, she allows the leadoff single to Jake Wish. She gets Spekas to fly out to right, but a single by Vidalis and the decision to bring Haley Wagner back into the game. So Wagner will get just a couple of warm-up tosses. Now we're closing the book on week 2 of Athletes Unlimited softball. And the top 4 players in terms of amount of points will be the captains. Now this is what it looks like right now. Kat Osterman in first. She's going to be the #1 captain. She'll have the #1 overall pick. It's just a matter of who the other captains are. Now we're going to have to sort everything out, because when this game ends, we still have inning points on the line. We still have 50 game win points that will go to every member of the winning team. And we have MVP points. MVP #1 gets 60, MVP #2 gets 40, MVP #3 gets 20. So there's a chance for DJ Sanders and others to move up and possibly steal a spot in the top 4.
And I wouldn't mind seeing some fresh captains. I think that's why I love this format, is every single week it is changing, and if you do well and at times are fortunate enough to be on those winning teams, it can kind of catapult you up the leaderboard a little bit. But I think it's always cool to have a new face, right? And just see their dynamic and how they plot and figure out who they want on their team.
I can imagine seeing a Reed flag in the left field wall next week. She has had a nice ball game already today. Just in stat points, she's got 50. She had an inside the park home run. She has also singled and scored. So she scored the only 2 runs for Team Osterman. She's definitely in play for MVP 1, which would give her 60 more points. On the ground, plays at third, and they make it. Shelby Penley tags Jake Wish on the blow-by. Adventures in base running for Savannah Jake Wish.
Penley just calm, cool, and collected. She is in, knowing that Reed is a slapper, tries to go to Piper, but able to come up and make the clutch tag herself.
6 unassisted. Vidalis now at second, Reed at first, and DJ Sanders, the scheduled batter. And with Vidalis in scoring position and that run meaning a lot to To the bench goes Team Osterman. Ari Williams comes in to run. Remember, these are all decisions that are being choreographed by Kat Osterman down the first base line. She's acting as the first base coach. She's the captain. She's the one who decides how she wants this game to play out.
And she's really fortunate, too. She has a very active facilitator who's coaching third base, and Christian Conrad. He's a grad assistant at Florida State who coaches under Lonnie Alameda. That was one of the things that I asked Kat, like, you dealing with the pressures of when you're pitching, how are you going to be that captain who makes the decisions? She feels, I feel really lucky to have Christian because he is so prepared, and I trust when he wants to make decisions at times too that he can.
Called strike to Sanders, 1-2. Sanders has had a wonderful ball game, 2 for 2, both doubles, both ABs against the pitcher in the circle right now, Haylie Wagner. Off speed. Sanders doesn't bite. Wow, wonderful changeup, and Wagner strikes out Sanders. She has allowed just one base hit. It was a clean base hit. Megan Wiggins, a 2-out single in the third that actually drove in a run. Kat has walked 3, but she's been magical, as per usual. 3 more outs to get. Taylor Edwards, Emily Crane, Amanda Sanchez, the scheduled batters. I think the biggest threat's right here in the batter's box. Kat's being careful. First 2 pitches have missed. Doesn't hide her emotions very well. I'll play poker with her. Two and 1. And Kat saying, well, that's the exact same thing I threw a moment ago.
I like it. We got the benches fired up. We got some yelling. We have.
2-1. Yeah, Team Chao is into it in that first base dugout. Bunch of top steppers. 3-1. It's going to be a hittable pitch here.
Ooh, girl, what you waiting for? That's what I am gonna hammer at 3-1. At least I'm gonna attempt to.
3 balls and 2 strikes. Little bit low. Good at bat for Taylor Edwards.
That's a good AB to be able to lay off of that pitch.
Second time that Edwards has walked. She was pinch run for last time, and she's going to be pinch run for again. So she is going to be burned. She's done for the rest of the game. This is Joey Lai, who has had some adventures with her base running this weekend. She should know better. Was actually a head coach for 3 years at Bucknell in the Patriot League. Gave that job up so she could pursue her dream of playing for Team Canada in next summer's Olympics. She's made the team. She will go to Tokyo. But she's the base runner on with nobody out. Emily Crane. I'm sorry, this is Nicole Penley. Stewart short arms it over to first base. They're fortunate to get the out. Stewart threw a changeup over to Ramirez covering the bag at first. It's a sacrifice, 5-4.
And I like the sack. The corner's coming in. Vidalis, Stewart. And you're right, yeah, just a little changeup. I think for a second she thought about 2. Ramirez able to hold on to that.
Here's Lily Piper. She's been impressive. Ooh. No one swings a more confident bat than Lily Piper. Came off the bench and had a good AB in the 4th inning. Had nothing to show for it. Bounced out to 3rd, but she had some confident swings after falling down in the count 0-2. Lie on at 2nd. Again, Piper falls down in the hole.
You see, Kat loves that. You know, like she's taking monster hacks, but hey, I'm 0-2, and now it's the time where I'm going to mess with you.
On the ground, foul. Now, we saw this last time when Piper was batting against Kat. Kat had a hard time putting her away. .100 pitches on the nose. Ball and 2 strikes. Trying to protect a 1-run lead. A win means 50 points for everyone, all 14 players on Team Osterman. Oh man, I think that would have hit her if she hadn't fouled it away. Bearing in on her hand, somehow got a bat on it.
And listen, there's nothing worse when it's a chilly night too and you just get a ring on your hands. That's a good AB. Wow.
Got to move her back leg out of the way.
I wouldn't be surprised Kat goes upstairs here.
Wow, you called it. She went upstairs and Piper couldn't hold herself back. Another strikeout for Kat, number 9 in the ball game.
It's almost like I'm a pitcher. I don't know. But I just think she stayed down this whole time. And just even though that is way out of the zone, it's a different look for Piper. So she's going to hack at it because it's up in her eyes. Can't get on time with it.
All right, this is interesting. 2 veterans that know each other well. Shelby Penley grabs a bat. I can imagine a world in which Kat pitches around Penley. She does have a base open if you want to try that route. Michelle Moultrie, whole bunch of nothing in the on-deck circle. 0 for 2 with 2 punch-outs. Oh, she's going after her. 1-1. Wind is howling in from center field. You'd need a tee and a driver to get the ball out of here, you'd think. On the ground, staying down on it, Ramirez. Ball game over. Kat Osterman has done her thing again.